This is Kerr. You probably know her as the Weather Warrior. She claims that she stops hurricanes all the time. Anyway, this is pre-election. She's on election day, like 2 p.m. or something. She's talking about Donald Trump and how great he is, all kinds of crazy stuff. All right, let's listen.
So these are days where people who never saw evil before, they don't know what to do. They're experiencing it. There's a lot of people filled with fear, thinking, well, if, I'm just going to say it out, if Kamala wins, will we all be destroyed? And that's Satan's plan, of course.
Yeah.
Why do they think this? I don't get it. Like, where did they get the idea that Kamala was dangerous for them? Like, existentially dangerous. What about Kamala is existentially dangerous? Exactly. I can tell you precisely what is existentially concerning about Donald Trump. He has expressed an interest directly. Let me rephrase. He said he intends to go after his political opponents, to jail them or whatever. He intends to make them pay. Well, he said that he doesn't expect there to be another election, or he doesn't expect people to ever need to vote again. That's existentially concerning to me. What is it about Kamala that gives people that like degree of fear or whatever? Why do they think this is something to be afraid of? I don't understand. It's like, what did Kamala do to warrant this degree of fear? Seriously, she is completely unconnected to the political, like, lie machine, basically, right now, because she came in at the last moment. She was an unknown figure that was not targeted by all of the political attacks. Where did these people get the idea that she's like a communist or whatever? What has she said to give them the idea that she is a communist? She hasn't. She said nothing to indicate that. That's the evidence that I needed, truthfully, to determine that the right-wingers that were opposed to Kamala will be opposed to literally any Democrat. It does not matter who is running for office or which one it is or whatever. It's irrelevant. It means nothing. What matters is that they're Democrats, bottom line.
Destroy our country, to take everything away from us, to be controlled, to have to live a communist kind of life, a dictator, have a dictator.
Yeah.
They already act like they are dictators.
How? How do Democrats act like they're dictators? What are you talking about? Kerr says Democrats act like dictators. Kamala is a communist. I don't understand. Like, where are you getting all of this? What did they do to give you this indication?
Yeah.
The other thing they've been doing all along is they make criminal laws legal. I don't know how else to put it.
Okay, well, maybe put it in a way that makes any sense at all. That would be appreciated. They make criminal laws legal.
They'll take crimes and make them legally
Like which crimes? What are you talking about?
okay. And yet they'll take innocent people, just innocent people, have been thrown into prison and in jail.
Who? This is what I'm talking about. They just make shit up. They just fabricate things. None of this is real. What is she even complaining about?
With made up things. Of course, they're really good at lying, but hey, they serve the father of lies, right? And so these courts, and God's going to judge these judges and all these people, these wicked people running these courts or being empowered. They've sold out to the wicked and the evil. They've been unjustly putting people in jail and in prison that are innocent people. Even Trump is innocent of all the stuff. Could you imagine having one person doing the kind of crimes they have made up about him?
Yeah.
And they want to put him, they're so terrified of him. I think I already talked a little bit about the fact that the Democrat, one of the higher ups, I got on an email list or something, and they sent me an email and I went, wow, I did answer. They texted me and sent me that thing. And I said, I know you don't know me. You would have never sent this to me.
Okay. 10430. I'm on an email list for Democrats, so they sent me a text. I don't know. Was it an email list or a text list? Whatever. I'm not going to split hairs. Says she's on an email list for Democrats, so they sent me a text, ? And what did they say in this text, Kat?
I'm just letting you know right now, you're losing, and God will have mercy on you if you repent.
Oh, she's telling the Democrats this. Okay.
but you need to know you can't kill, steal, and destroy and think God will let you get away with it.
Who is doing this and in what way?
Don't ever send me anything again. And I'm going to delete you when I'm done sharing this with you. But you're on the side of darkness and evil. Even your own family cannot stand to be around you because you have become so wicked.
Wow.
So you're isolating yourself right now. Hell isolates you from everything except torment and torture. But God brings families together in heaven who receive his son. But I'm letting you know, he knows everything. He knows everything about all of you out there doing that.
Okay, she's telling us how she responded to the Democrats. I'm not sure exactly what it is that the Democrats told her through this email, text, whatever the
You've hid nothing from him, and he will make sure it is found out. And you can't go after God. You can't touch or harm him, but he knows everything about you right now. And if I were you, I'd get on my face and start crying out to God, because I'm telling you, those people you're serving hate everybody. They hate, they lie, they cheat, they steal, they destroy, they do it for money.
Dude, is she crying again? Her voice is cracking.
They don't, human life means nothing to them. They don't care about anybody. And you want those people to win, you'll lose everything. You'll lose it all. But God's not going to let that happen. I know God, and he has assured me he has already won.
All right. Well, she said the exact same thing in 2020 and it fell flat. So I'm sorry if I'm a little skeptical here.
God has won. Trump has already won. And those who are cheating and stealing and lying, you know he won. And he's going to get what God's going to let him have. He is going to be president of this country.
So good.
So the explanation for why Trump didn't win last time around, theologically, the theological explanation. Let me write it down. Hang on. He didn't want it. Trump did not want it. If Trump had wanted to be the president in 2020, God would have pushed things out of the way and given it to him. But God won't force anybody to do anything, they say, quote unquote. God won't force anybody to do anything, according to Kerr, Robin Bullock specifically, and others. But they'll force people to do things, you see. Kerr and Robin Bullock, they're perfectly fine with forcing people to, fit into this little box that they want, to fall in line and live like Christian nationalists. I mean, hell, the Project 2025 documents, I believe, don't quote me on this because I haven't gone through it fully, I think it explicitly says that people will be mandated to attend church every week. That's like the ideal that they're shooting for. So how can she possibly square what she's saying right now with the stated goals of the Republican Party and vote for Trump simultaneously? It's just wild.
So powerful, powerful, powerful. Man. Well, Kat, what would you like to do? We can pick a new subject. We can ask you questions. I want to make sure that anything else that's on your heart I share before we do any of that.
I just really, my heart is really for people who've lost a lot of stuff. Their families' lives have been taken from them because of those who are trying to run this country.
Yeah.
People have taken things from others. Like, okay, she's saying Democrats have taken things from Republicans?
Doing a lot that they let across the border. The whole purpose for doing that was, which is illegal, that they are given
It's illegal. Fools.
citizenship to these illegal aliens.
No one's giving citizenship to illegal aliens, quote unquote. Okay. It's against the law for people to come over the border, but it's a civil offense. Also, these people are not sneaking over the border to like harm Americans or whatever. The majority of them are refugees, suffering people, barely making it, did their best to come over through the humanitarian corridor that is open and bring them to a refugee center, a UN recognized refugee center. I have no idea what she's going on about right now. Also, immigration is phenomenally good for a country.
On purpose, terrorists.
There's no evidence of terrorists using the border to blah, 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 whatever. It's just garbage.
Criminals, they're giving them the right to be a citizen of this country, and they're taking our money that we use in America to pay things or pay for stuff, for America itself.
What is she talking about right now?
They're taking.
Yeah, this is definitely what Jesus would do, right? He would definitely make sure that immigrants did not come into his country because he does not want immigrants in his country, of course. Hates immigrants, as a matter of fact.
Taking money because they don't have money. They're not spending their money. I'm talking the ones high up in authority.
Well, the poorest people among us, the most downtrodden and hurt and vulnerable emotionally, physically, and otherwise. They don't have any money, of course. And Jesus doesn't want you helping others by giving them money, of course, Jesus would never approve of you helping the poorest and weakest among us.
They don't have the right to do that. They're making criminal laws legal.
What is she talking about? Criminal laws? What?
And so not only are they legalizing their citizenship, which there is a protocol. You can't just go in the store and buy a license or something.
Yeah, no one's doing that. What are you talking about? This isn't happening. No one is going in a store and purchasing a license. She is so full of shit. This is why I don't vote Republican right here. It's either lie after lie after lie, constant, or it's misinterpretation or misinformation or whatever. It's all incorrect garbage all the way down. Democrats don't spread incorrect garbage to this degree. Like, this is crazy.
That they are giving citizenship to these illegal aliens on purpose. Terrorists, murderers, criminals. They're giving them the right to be a citizen of this country.
This is just lies. It's all lies.
And they're taking our money that we use in America to pay things or pay for stuff, for America itself. They're taking money because they don't have money. They're not spending their money. I'm talking the ones high up in authority that don't have the right to do that. They're making criminal laws legal. And so
which laws? What are you talking about?
Not only are they legalizing their citizenship, which there is a protocol. You can't just go in the store and buy a license or something. I think this is, I'm an American citizen. The Constitution and our Bill of Rights is clear about how you do that.
Yeah, it is. Do you think people are doing that? I gotta write this one down. 107. People are just going in stores and buying driver's licenses. Now, hang on. Kerr thinks immigrants are just going in stores and buying driver's licenses. Which store sells driver's licenses? The driver's license store, you think?
You have to go through a protocol. You've got to study about this country. You have to go to classes to learn things about this country.
No fucking shit. So she does know that it's not as simple as going in a store and getting a driver's license then. But she thinks this is happening anyway?
You have to sign papers saying you're willing to obey by the laws of our country, not the illegal laws that they're making and putting on the books. They'd like to do away with. They want to do away with everything. The flag,
What are you talking about?
Constitution, the Bill of Rights, our history. They want to take it all out of the history books. They want to destroy all that. They want you to be raised as a child. They want you to know only what's wicked and evil, that it's okay to do that.
I don't understand. Kerr thinks Democrats are trying to raise people as children? Is that what she said? Take away the flag and the Constitution and more. I don't understand.
And so they don't want to just run the country, even like a normal country. They want to defile and defile it. That's what their plan is. But being an American citizen is an honor and a privilege. And there's really a list of people who are applying to be that. They're still going through the process. They're doing what's legal. We're not saying you can't ever be one, but you have to go to the protocol. They check your records to make sure you're not a criminal coming to our country, or that you don't have other plans that are illegal, or you don't want to bring drugs in the country or stuff like that. You want to do things that are harmful to the people. You won't get citizenship. But what they're doing is allowing them to have citizenship when they don't even deserve it.
Nobody is doing this.
Not applied for it. This is part of the left's plan to take over this country, is by using millions of people they've let across the border.
It's just bullshit. Now, is she going to continue to believe this despite the fact that Trump took the presidency? Is she going to keep believing that Democrats legalized a bunch of immigrants or whatever so that they could get them to vote. I mean, setting aside the fact that immigrants tend to vote, I think it's 54% Democrat, 46% Republican or something. So it wouldn't just take millions of immigrants to be like naturalized overnight. It would take hundreds of millions to like really flip the election, right? I mean, how many? Let's see here. So if there were like 100 million immigrants that all voted 54 to 46, so it'd be 8 million votes. 8 million votes if we had 100 million new immigrants. 8 million votes for Democrat, like in Democrats' favor. It would equal out at that point. That was the split between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, basically. And you think that Democrats brought in 100 million immigrants? So is she saying that the election is actually free and fair? They're just adding additional votes to the count then?
And if you vote for those people who are now trying to run this country, you're saying, yes, we want this. We want terrorists. We want criminals in our land. We want to give up all of our property. We don't want a future because they'll take that away too. So,
like, I don't like going back to Hitler every time. It's not all about Hitler, obviously, but this is exactly what was said, what happened, and all of that in Germany during all this stuff. The Jews were the immigrants in the area, in their minds. They'd been there for hundreds of years, but they were the immigrants of the time and place. It's uncanny to listen to these people spread the same bullshit that I've been reading about in depth for like a year now. Insane. Schultz is a yes man. Oh, that's all he said. Yeah. Wow. And yes. So stupid.
vote for who wants to make this country great, not for himself, but for the people of this country. And yes, at this moment in his life, he has received Jesus Christ. That'll
Trump has received Jesus. Okay.
really irritate the left
He's a receiver, I guess.
when I tell them that. But he has. And when he was shot,
like, it doesn't irritate me that you say Trump has received Jesus. I just think you're a fucking fool is all. I think that you fell for the biggest con on planet Earth. And I can't believe how embarrassing that is for you. I can't believe that you're okay with being embarrassed to that degree. And for that matter, like, who respects Trump unironically? The dude dresses in clown makeup, like orange makeup like a clown. How can you respect yourself and vote for a clown like that?
and almost died. He changed in that instant. He came.
Oh, so it was, yeah, okay, I see. It was the assassination attempt that changed him. So all the way up to, so for the past 8 years, you're telling me Donald Trump has been a colossal scumbag looking for an opportunity to use people and stuff, right? And it was just like, I don't know, a couple of months before the election. That's the moment when he changed. Okay.
Now there was a humility that did come out for sure.
Yes,
and what I've reminded people of is that he will never be Pastor Trump. Even if you want to be Pastor Trump, he's not going to be that. We need.
He doesn't want to be Pastor Trump.
Yeah,
we need him to be that leader of this country and do what God made him to do.
These people are so embarrassing.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. And I know people shout, you're the greatest person in the world. I've actually heard him say this, but you're the greatest person in existence right now. And he'll say in the microphone, no, I'm not.
That's good.
I'm not the greatest person.
You've heard him say that? I've never heard that. I don't even believe you. This is 110. Trump has said he isn't the greatest person on the planet. Wait, Kerr claims Trump has said he isn't the greatest person on the planet. I've never heard that before. Did anybody remember this? Have any idea what she's talking about here? I mean, I suppose I could see him saying that just for like the press because he wants like attention, obviously. But I don't remember that.
In the world. And they'll yell, well, who is he? He'll say, he is Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God.
I'm sorry. Oh, okay.
Love it.
He is over all. And he knows that. He knows that. That irritates and terrifies the wicked.
I don't care. I just think it's bullshit. Like, I'm not irritated or terrified or whatever. Like, what?
It makes him more of a good. Now, okay, now he's got God. It's even worse. No, it's better. But he does know that God is over his life, and he knows he's saved his life already 3 times that he knows of. I'm quite sure a lot of other times that they had planned on doing something have failed. So I just know
Dude, I accidentally made dubious food. That sucks, and I haven't saved recently, so just forget it.
the things that are going to happen will be justice, liberty, and freedom. Write it down somewhere. Write it down. It's going to happen. Justice, liberty, and freedom is coming. All those who have stolen the office that they're sitting in will be taken away. Some will, they'll
Okay, justice and freedom and liberty. So what does she define that as? I assume she means that Donald Trump is going to give people more choices in their life to do more things that they want to do with fewer restrictions, right? I will write this down. I will remember this. We'll come back to this and see if Donald Trump gave people more freedom to do more things with their lives, or if he restricted people's choices more.
tried for criminal acts, traitorism, that they
Traitorism.
became traitors to this country. They came against everything the country stands for. They should have found another country they wanted to go to that was already in that position, because this country, it belongs to the Most High God. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, and he has plans. And there are millions of believers in this country who pray to God every day, and he hears their prayers. Your prayers, I pray, are to the right God, not the fake gods, not ones who you call God and they are not God. So I just know that God's got plans for us. He's got plans for this country, and not just for this country to irritate you even more. He has plans to shift governments.
You're not irritating me. I just think you're a fucking is all. See how that works? Say it as much as you want, and I'll keep recording it and playing it back to show how fucking you are. Honestly, I'm not annoyed.
What's it with an S? Shift governments that are evil governments to shape that nation for himself. I'm talking about Jesus Christ. So this world for some time will be living on the light of God and not more evil than love and life of God.
We've had a value in our lives, and before we knew how bad and evil some people are and who they worship, we've just, Americans have become live and let live and don't bother anyone too much about where they are.
Have become? No, that's the basis of the Constitution. Mind your own fucking business until it interferes with your life or the rights of others. Mind your own business. Are you kidding me right now?
But in these last 4 years, we're hearing so many things. I even heard, I'm not going to say the name of the show. There's a very famous comedy show. It doesn't air anymore. That series is over, but it was very funny. And someone was there in the studio, and they had trouble with the camera or something one day. So they had a 15-20 minute break where they had to wait for them to fix it before they could keep shooting it, because they shoot these before a live audience.
Yeah.
And in order to help them be successful with fixing the cameras, the actors who were all on set during this.
Oh my God. Are you going to tell me they prayed or something?
Started praising Lucifer, worshiping Satan.
Oh, even better. Oh my God, please. Actors started praising Lucifer on movie set to fix cameras, and it worked, apparently. As somebody who is very integrated into the what would you say, Luciferian community, as somebody who knows the heads of the satanic temple and people like that, Carl Sagan's daughter and stuff, I can tell you for a fact this does not happen. Nobody is praying to Lucifer or whatever to fix cameras. Please.
Stop it. Get some help.
Seriously.
Actors who were all on set during that scene started praising Lucifer, worshiping Satan, right there in front of the crowd. And in my wildest imaginations, I would have thought, surely there's not really people who worship Satan.
No. They're Satanists. I'm sorry. No, Satanists are non-theistic, almost exclusively non-theistic. I think that there are a couple examples of theistic Satanists, but I don't think I've ever met a theistic Satanist. Again, I know all of the most influential Satanists, I would say. I don't talk to them very often, but I have spoken to them before. I know them. So, God, these people are just, their minds are gone. They are just gone.
And are so into it that they'll do it in front of other people and not even care, and believe that by their worship of Satan, their show will prosper. Imagine what happened to those people. Anyway, so in other words,
There really are people that wicked.
But there are not. There are not.
See, there really are
We need Kevin Sorbo's disappointed. I know. I got to find that and put it on there.
people that wicked. They are. They've actually sold out. I said on another show, you cannot sell your soul to the devil. No matter what he tells you, he can't own your soul. You give it to him and he can have it, but you can't sell it to him.
Really interesting. So let's say I make a deal with Satan that he makes me a famous YouTuber, hypothetically, of course, and in exchange, I give him my soul. I sell my soul to him. But secretly, I actually give my soul to Jesus without his knowledge. You're telling me that that would work? I can extract benefits from Satan and he can't enforce his side of the deal? That's what you're telling me? I like it. I'm down. I'm interested. Keep going.
you can take it back, so to speak. If you've given it to him thinking you sold your soul, you can still take it back and receive Christ, right?
Dude, these people are so full of shit. By the way, check out Breath of the Wild. It's Tears of the Kingdom. You can see the curved plane. It's a curved earth, as you can see. That's interesting, right? That they included that? I don't know. I think that's interesting. They also have the Northern Lights. If you go if you go up toward the Hebra Mountains over here, you can see Northern Lights in Breath of the Wild. It's cool.
Yes, and if you receive Christ, it would be controlled by Satan. That's the best way to say it. You give enough of yourself so much to the darkness, you don't care about the light. You don't care about people. It's like anyone else. Your brain gets seared. You go into hate and evil and wickedness, and you go into the darkness. And you're allowing Satan to control your soul, okay?
Yeah.
But once you repent to God for that, Satan can't do anything with your soul. He has to let it totally go. He can't have any part of it. He'll try to control you, and you'll have to say, no, I've given myself to Christ. You got born again.
Okay, I feel like I still don't fully understand what the hell she's talking about. So you're telling me that I can sell my soul to Satan and then come back on the deal, take it back anyway? Am I reading this right?
That control is severed from him completely because of the blood of Christ sets you free, and Satan doesn't have any right to control you.
Yeah. So back to what you just said then a few minutes ago about Trump is coming back, and it sounds like an acceptable desire, at least, if not a prayer. Lord, let him get that 4 years back.
Yes.
Wait, why would she need to pray? I thought it was God's will. Doesn't God just do his will?
That would then be equal to 8 more years starting now. Do you expect?
Whoa, wait a minute. It'd be equal to 8 more years. What?
Said then a few minutes ago about Trump is coming back, and it sounds like an acceptable desire, at least, if not a prayer. Lord, let him get that 4 years back.
Yes.
So that would then be equal to 8 more years starting now. Do you expect? I don't know if God shows you any of this or if this is just a faith level. Do you expect there to be a fight after today's election, or is the fight going to continue for a while, or do you have no idea whatsoever? What would you say?
Oh, I think they'll still keep trying and pushing it, but from the moment this happens, and whether they lie, cheat, or steal, Trump in the natural, without any of the garbage of the evil, would be claimed, would be announced to be president of the United States. There's no way they can come even close to the votes. No way ever can they come close to the people who want him as president. They want this country.
They think Trump is way more popular than he is. Now, obviously, he won, but he's not very popular. He's very polarizing. People do not like Donald Trump. They don't want him as president by and large. And it's truly wild to me that people like this don't seem to understand that he's polarizing and disliked largely. It's just mind-blowing.
Country to stay the way they want this country. They don't want to lose the country. They don't want their lifestyle taken. They want a future in this country the way they remember it. And even though you had to make choices, there was always bad things going on because there's still a devil in this world, but not like it is now. They're getting a small taste of what will be similar in the perilous times. And but that's not now. It's not, it'd be far worse even in those days.
Yeah.
What will be going on, but people want a life.
Yeah, they do. And it's just mind-blowing to me that she believes that Donald Trump is the path to that life. What?
But people want a life. They don't want, most people want a life. They love their families. They love their job. They're enjoying what they're doing. They want to keep their house. They don't want to lose everything and have to live in misery and hate and murder. They don't want to live like that.
This anti-gay nutcase, Kerr, is telling us that many people don't want to live in hate. Okay, go on.
And so when they realize this really is the plans of the left and the Democrats, and I can say that they chose it. They chose these people to be a part of them, and they did it, and they're allowing it, and they're
Bro, what are you talking about, Kat?
broadcasting it, and they're saying it. Even some of their ads and stuff, if you just sit, and these people are lying in their ads, of course they are. They want to make sure that they look acceptable.
But so you think that the things that Democrats say are acceptable? You think that Democrats' platform is acceptable? Is that what you're telling me? All right, making progress.
Even though they've already admitted to all the evil and wickedness they want to look acceptable for those who are moderate people. But the conservatives, they would like to wipe them out. They don't want anything to do with that.
I don't. All right, I'm on the left. I don't want to wipe conservatives out. I want to debate and deal with actual conservatives. These people are not conservatives at all. Like, Trump nutcases are conspiracy theorists. What conservative values does she stand for? None. She's a QAnoner. You know what she stands for over anything else? Culture war issues. Kat, please, not right now. Go. You're such a nice kitty, but no. Somewhere else right now. Go on. There you go. They only stand for culture war issues. It's only ever like Democrats are coming to take your kids or some other stupid thing.
So it's the few trying to control the masses, because honestly, the masses don't want those people running this country. That's why they have to cheat.
Wait, the masses don't want loose people running the country? Is that what she said?
Want those people.
I'm okay with loose people running the country. Wow. Never thought I'd hear that out of Kat Kerr's mouth. Go on.
Control the masses, because honestly, the masses don't want those people running this country. That's why they have to cheat to get that seat.
I was listening to a pod.
God, these people are so full of shit, man.
Yeah, I think it was this one guy. I won't say his name because I can't 100% be sure, but he said when this stuff all comes to light after Trump's come back or whatever, and you find out who the really guilty parties are, he goes, you'll be stunned at how few people were running this whole show again.
This is so sad, dude, really. These people are lost. They think that there's some cabal out there that's stealing elections from Trump and shit. Come on. Why didn't Trump fix this the first time around, I wonder? I mean, he had complete control of the government. And he just chose, like, what, not to fix it? He said he's going to drain the swamp. I thought that meant he's going to take a close look at everybody all the way down the chain in the government. No? This is his fault. If there is a cabal, but there is no cabal, in all seriousness. They're all full of shit.
You're right.
Trump, that it's a smaller group than most people think, and everyone else is following them. So
that's right.
Interesting times.
No, that's not right. You live in a delusion.
It is a small group. I mean, they never had. Where's their rallies with 50,000, 80,000 people? Where are their rallies?
Yeah.
The only rallies they have is they have to have celebrities come and perform, and it's really a celebrity performance.
Oh, so you have a problem with celebrities running for office and or showing up to, like, rally for, you know, your political allies or whatever? Don't tell that to Kid Rock or, I don't know, who are the other Don't tell that to Roseanne. Boy, that would be awkward if you told that to Roseanne. These people are like... There is no self-awareness to be found, is there? They have no self-awareness.
And people come to see that.
Yeah.
They're paid to come and do it. So people are going to come see them.
Oh my God. She's saying that Democrats are paying people to show up to the rallies. That's rich, since Donald Trump actually did pay people to come to his first rally, at least. $50 per person, handed to anybody that wanted to come in off the street. He obviously, I don't believe he does that now. He wouldn't need to. Why would he? Why would Kamala need to do that now? Why would Joe Biden need to pay anybody to come to his rallies? He just wasn't popular at first, and he knew that, and everyone else did too. Kamala is plenty well-known, plenty popular. There are a ton of people that would come to her rallies.
And I've known even during some of these things they did before when Hillary was running and they did that concert thing with popular people. And as soon as the concert was over and they were going to speak about their politics, the people left. They were only there
What is she talking about?
for that. They didn't come to hear them speak about their plans for democracy. They don't have.
That's what the left tried. I mean, Kamala is
He said the name correctly. Kamala, nice.
Popular. Then they invite all these artists like Beyonce on one of them, I think.
Yeah.
Supposedly,
no, Beyonce didn't go to a Kamala rally, did she? I don't remember that.
The other gal's name, the singer, I can't think of it. I always forget her name.
There's several Hollywood.
Yeah, but I mean, then they get a big crowd for that.
That's
and
right.
then their humiliation is complete. Like you said, when everybody starts walking off.
They'll walk out and leave. They don't care. And
I have no idea what they're talking about. I've never seen that before. Have they ever even been to a Kamala Harris rally? And what people are they talking about?
These days, those people just don't care.
I don't know if you saw the first half of this. I'm not sure. But the first half of this was basically spent making up a fake situation with abortion, like claiming that you're going to see this kid in heaven and all this other shit, and then crying over this fake situation that they made up. I mean, these people, really, they need help.
Yeah.
They like what they want to do, but they don't want to hear about all of it.
Is it okay in your mind for believers? How do I want to phrase this question? Okay, I'm just going to put myself in there. There are some people that have been so wicked that I believe personally inside that they forfeited their right to life. And of course, God is in charge of all life. But there are some people that are so wicked that I want, if I heard that they were going to be before a firing squad, I wouldn't rejoice, but I would say, Lord, thank you for removing them from the earth. What?
Oh my God, dude, that is psychotic. Which people do you think he's talking about? Who? Get help. What he really meant to say was, I wish that they'd be put in front of a firing squad. Personally, there are no people that I wish would be put in front of a firing squad. By the way, look at her face. She's laughing. She's smiling. She thinks this is great. Nobody I wish would be put in front of a firing squad. I don't wish that anybody would die. However, I'm not going to cry when I read their obituaries. They're different. They're different things.
Is it okay to feel like...
She's laughing because she feels that way. She thinks this.
I can tell you right now, Steve, there's a lot of people who would rejoice.
And she believes she doesn't sin either. So if she feels that way and she doesn't sin, it's not a sin in her mind. She's found this neat little circle that she can go in. This is October 15th, 2022.
It isn't that hard to not sin. I live sin-free. You'd be surprised how many people want to argue about that.
Well, that's because theologically Jesus is the only sin-free person, but all right.
Well, why are you arguing? What's in your soul? Who cares about your wallet? What's in your soul? If you had what's right in your soul, your wallet would be full already, people.
Oh my God, she's a prosperity preacher. So she thinks that you'll be rich if you're a good person, if you're sin-free. I'm sorry, not a good person. If you live the way God wants you to live, which, as I'm sure we all know, is not necessarily good. Oh God, that smile. Anyway, yeah, so she thinks she's sin-free is the point here.
Personally, inside that they forfeited their right to life. And of course, God is in charge of all life, but
they forfeited their right to life. So he's come up with a neat little justification for killing them. Wow, dude. That's crazy. That's us. That's me and you. We've forfeited our lives, our right to life.
there are some people that are so wicked that I want, if I heard that they were going to be before a firing squad, I wouldn't rejoice,
He would rejoice. Why are you like this? Just tell us.
but I would say, Lord, thank you for removing them from the earth. What's it okay to feel like?
I can tell you right now, Steve, there's a lot of people who would rejoice.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah.
is. I mean,
Well, there was some scripture I'd seen once.
Cities, they've destroyed whole cities already.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And as a Christian, in my opinion, you shouldn't rejoice in people's deaths or suffering. You should, instead of being happy, you should be sad that it was necessary for them to die. I don't believe, all right, so Dietrich Bonhoeffer, famous Christian theologian, super peaceful, nice guy, great, famously came up with a moral justification for assassination. I would bet that he wasn't rejoicing in the thought of Hitler's death. He wasn't excited for, wasn't happy thinking Hitler would die. He was probably sad that it was necessary. That's how I would view it. That's how I think it should be viewed. But no, okay, just rejoice in people's death. Go on.
That's true.
By the way, Raven's Truth, did you hear what happened in InfoWars? Yes, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, that's true.
Playing with my pen, I'm sorry.
Yeah, do you need...
I forgive you.
It's crooked, and I can see that it's crooked.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just put it on really fast because I had the studio czar over there.
Studio czar.
Jen?
Get that pen on. Get that pen on. We got to hurry up and get out of here. Yes, she's not really. This is like her. We have the person who used to do this for us got married, and so he moved or left. But we just Jen take that place for a while, but I think she's done with her time. She needs to get on with her kids' book.
I don't understand.
And actually, Walter, who's doing all the illustrations, has turned it over to her. So she actually has a flash drive with all the illustrations for her entire children's books, a whole series that she's writing about it. And so that's ready. And we've had help offered by Hank Kuhneman, by
not him.
Paul Crouch Jr. They want to do little movies of her book for children and make cartoon movies on it and everything like that.
Hank Kuhneman is another televangelist, and he's done children's books.
And so that would be a lot more fun for her than this.
Yeah. Okay.
So she's pushing me the whole time to say, well, because as a prophet, I'll tell you.
Oh, right, because Kat Kerr is a prophet, of course.
Out there, as a prophet, you can't live by man's time. It's not like we do things on purpose to hurt people, like we're late or something like that. I can't tell you how many prophets God would have them show up late at meetings when they'd already talked about stuff. They'd walk up and take the mic. They're not being rude. They're doing what God said to do.
Well,
oh, my God. Wow. So prophets they're never rude, I guess, huh?
I mean,
they would share what God had to say, right? And if God is speaking to me, and if he's here speaking to me, I can't say, excuse me, God.
Well, I was going to mention that because that happened with me and you one time a few years back.
Yes.
You may not remember it, but I went, you were supposed to be on. I was going to pick you up at the hotel.
Yes.
This was in Albany, Oregon. And they rang your room. But whatever it did, my phone wouldn't answer. Finally, you picked it up.
Yeah.
And I said, Kat, you're supposed to be speaking right now. And, the church was only a few minutes away.
Yeah.
And you said, oh, well, I've just been, Jesus, the Lord's been in the room with me.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Really? She was late for a speaking slot, forgot, overslept, something like that, and claimed the Lord was speaking to her. And that's why she was late. Really? That's the one you're going with? That's cheap.
Something like that. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
And I'm going, okay, in the room talking to Kat versus racing to the, I think I'd go with the Lord.
These people are shameless, man. Just specifically Kat Kerr in this situation. She's just lying. She's lying, right? She was not in communication with the Lord. This is just a flat out lie.
Most prophets who know each other, they know that happens to all of us. I mean, it just happens to all of us.
Yeah.
Some more than others, but because I have continual conversations.
Yeah.
It's almost like they give me a break to go eat or something like that. Or they just come with me when I'm eating and talk to me. I'm talking about the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. I'm
Yeah,
talking
I hear
about those, our God. Our God talked to me, and they're letting me know this is about to happen. Well, I don't want to leave if I was going to get to say it online, if I was going to get to share it. And I actually did get some stuff while I was in there getting ready. I'm trying to get ready. And then, of course, the person who's assigned to me that we pay to be my personal assistant to help me get ready for these meetings.
Damn, she's got a personal assistant? Why don't I have one of those?
She travels with my husband and I and helps me. Like we went to Maryland, she came too. She gets her own room. She gets to eat.
Nice.
She drives us around.
That's the shit. I love it.
She drives us around.
Good.
And takes us to get us there and everything like that, and helps me if I need something. She goes and picks it up for us. And so we do have somebody like that.
Dude, that's the shit. I love it.
But so she had to not. She was supposed to be here today, but she wasn't. So she had to have a minor eye surgery done that her eye doctor said is real important to get it done. And I prayed for her, but she went to have that done. So I was kind of on my own. So I hope my hair, I know it looks different.
It looks pretty good to me.
My hair looks What? She couldn't even do her own hair? Are you shitting me? By the way, where do you even find somebody like that to do like your hair and stuff? She's got so much money that she can pay a personal assistant like an hourly wage. Wow, dude. That's nuts. Anyway, let me know what you think about this woman in the comments. How did she get famous like this? Honestly.
I did it.
I'm a guy, but what do I know, right? I'm a guy.
I did this, and I'm like, but see, I can see myself. Remember before when I couldn't see me, I could see y'all, but seeing myself, I'm like, oh my gosh, look at that hair. That's just a wreck. It's in my eyes. And this is the thing.
I hate to break it to you, Kat. It's always looked like shit.
The camera's different than me here.
It has to be backwards. Right? Everything's backwards.
I don't know how to explain that, people.
No, that's true. That's the thing with cameras. It looks different than it does when you look in a mirror. It's reversed in a camera. And you've been looking at yourself in a mirror your whole life. So when you look in a camera, you look different, and it's like disconcerting. You hate the way you look in a camera. Almost everybody. Also hate the sound of your own voice on recording.
But it's backwards. And I'll go to touch, I'll see something not right and I'll touch it, but I'm touching the wrong side of my shoulder. This is the real me, people. This is not the revelator talking. This is me.
Well, exactly. When I adjust my tie, my hand wants to go this way, but instead I have to go this way. I just have to go by the picture and move it.
Boomers learn to use a camera
till it's straight. And
so I'm going to just stop. Jen's looking at me over there saying, stop playing.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Why would anybody care if you're messing with a pin?
It's fine.
And you see, I tried to straighten it and I did it just the opposite. The camera should, I don't understand.
Yep, that's how cameras work.
I'm a photographer, but I don't know all of it.
Yeah, well, you can't work backwards. You'd have to be a dentist to work backwards through mirrors and things. Okay, hey, if you've got time for some questions.
Oh, that was clever.
I have a related, if they've served this up to me, that we're going to turn it into one question. Several viewers have asked this today. Does the baby go to heaven I want to
oh boy, they're talking about babies now.
But it's a serious question, and you'll understand what I mean by that. Does the baby go to heaven regardless of the denomination of Christianity the mother was? And what does God think of all the denominations? So you see, I almost want to chuckle, but it's a sincere question. Somebody really wanted to know that.
It is sincere, but I can tell you right now, all babies go to heaven.
Yeah.
The babies. They come to a point in their life and where they're having to be, they have to have counsel, direction, get direction, affection, correction in their lives. They're too little to make decisions, sound decisions for themselves.
Well, when they go to heaven, why doesn't God just give them the knowledge they need?
I know where that age of understanding the Bible talks about. After the age of understanding, they are responsible for making their choices for their own soul. Yeah. As a little tiny child, they don't have that ability. Like I have grandkids that are like 3 and 4 and stuff. They still can't reason that out. I don't know.
So at 8 years old, a baby has spent the past 8 years in heaven. And at 8, God says, okay, now if you want, you can go to hell. Do you want to go to hell? Is that what you're telling me?
What age it is? I don't know if it's 10, 11. And
yeah, Mormons think it's 8.
I think it almost would have, Holy Spirit is informing me right now. It's always different. The age is
depending on the child, right?
It's not about them if they're 7, 8, 9, or 10, or 11 even. It's the mental capacity to understand. as well as the heart capacity. If their soul is beginning to operate and have understanding, there comes a time that God says, beyond this point, you will have to make decisions for your salvation. In other words, there's a time when they would have to make, but I can tell you this, all little children, even the littlest babies, I've seen some this big in heaven, and even they receive Christ as their Savior. He doesn't say he doesn't say they have to. He's not telling the children they have to, they want.
If you didn't see the previous part, Steve Schultz here lost a kid, I believe, when he was little or something. I don't know exactly what it was, but this conversation hits him right here. And every time Kat Kerr makes shit up about babies, pretending that she knows what she's talking about kids in heaven, he gets all broken up about it. It's honestly embarrassing and dumb as dog shit and sad.
Want to receive him.
Yeah.
So he'll come visit them in the nurseries and they will receive Jesus Christ as their Savior. They haven't had a chance to sin. When I got saved at 4, I thought, well, I took a cookie.
When she got saved at 4, she took a cookie. Wow, that little bastard just knocked me off of this dude.
Well, and this person that they're asking this about the denomination.
Oh, the denomination has nothing
honestly,
to do with denomination.
yeah. Can I just say this though? The question, if it's taken to its fullest extent, would then have to go to, okay, if you're an adult and you go to heaven, does God care which denomination you were of? It's the same question. So what about if you're an adult?
There is no Baptist Center or Episcopal Road. There's no.
Uh-oh, don't tell that to like Greg Locke and his friend Ken Peters. They completely disagree with that.
Town that says,
oh man, all my jokes are out.
Say it. This is Catholic town, or if it's interdenominational town. This is where you live in this section in heaven. If that is out,
I love it. She's directly contradicting other prophets, quote unquote, supposed prophets. Wait, 128. There are no special sections in heaven. Contradicts Ken Peters and Greg Locke.
That's how. And I can tell you though, no, they call Satanism a religion, it's not.
Yeah,
it's a false religion.
Oh, fascinating. It's not. Satanism isn't a religion? Okay. So is atheism not a religion either then? Is that what you're telling me? That's an interesting thing to say.
That's not
but there are people that are raised that way. They're raised in it. But even though some are raised in it, they don't want it. It's just something inside them. They don't want it. But there comes a time when you yourself decide, regardless of what religion you are. I mean, there's sinners still in every religion. There's still people who aren't born again or receive Christ. They make that decision for themselves. But as far as the child goes, every child up to the age of accountability, every one of them, they all go to heaven. Not a single one of them. There are no babies in hell, people. No babies in hell.
Very good. Now, they're serving me other questions. So once I think we've got it, I'll maybe look at the others. You guys have put 2 different things like Bruce Springsteen and J-Lo. I have no idea what you're asking. So let me go to the next one.
Bruce Springsteen and J-Lo, I think, or are they saying that those people endorsed Harris? I'm not sure.
You can ask me again. This one says, Kat, if you lost a child to an accident, will they be that same age when they died when we see them in heaven?
Dude, I love it. They're poking holes in the ideology. They're showing where it doesn't make any sense. Probably not even intentionally, but she's going to come up with a ridiculous answer, right?
So let's say they're an older child.
I would say almost all of them are. They wouldn't get any older. I mean, they don't get, let's just say I don't know, 12, 14. And they die in an accident. Well, they had received Christ. They're going to go to heaven. Let's just say they're like 7 or 8 and they die in an auto accident.
Yeah.
They would be taken to heaven. They would receive Christ as their Savior in heaven. And that's the way that works. But
she says the same thing about Jews. Jews go to heaven and they accept Jesus automatically. Everybody that goes to heaven automatically accepts Jesus.
There's a time of accountability. Now, I might as well add this.
Yeah.
Some children are born with issues that they had trauma during their birth, or they just were born with issues in their brain. They never went beyond a child. There's adults like that. And it's hard sometimes to God just gives them special parents, where they always think like an 8-year-old or 10-year-old.
Great. So time passes in heaven then, and people age, is what you're saying? God, the things that she says are so nonsensical, confusing, and wild.
They would never on purpose do things that were wrong. They wouldn't. They're being raised in their mind, in their own understanding. They're like 10, and that may be when they're 40 or 50. When they pass, it's like a 10-year-old passing.
Yeah.
It's not like a 40 or 50-year-old. They would still go to heaven, and they would still receive Christ when they got
Oh,
there.
okay. So they're like a child, really.
Yeah, there
All
are
right.
people that happens to them.
God, they are so full of shit, dude. Oh my God, these people. It's so entertaining. Tell me what you think about it in the comments.